Good day everyone, I'm Eugene De La Cruz and I'll be discussing how to analyze sequential games. So let's consider this problem. Find the backward induction solution of the following game. So the graph presented here is an example of a game represented in extensive form. So a sequential game can be solved using backward induction. So a backward induction basically looks at the game at the last stages of its branch or in this graph, it is the ones that it is in the bottommost part of the graph. It is the 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. So let's consider first the last stage of the graph, which is this part. So what we do is we take a look at whichever is the best payoff on that point of the graph. So for instance, in this part, the player who is taking action here is player 1. So the payoffs are 2, 1, and 1, 2. But we're looking only at the perspective of player 1. So the payoffs for player 1 are 2 and 1. So the best payoff here is the 2, 1. And for the other branch, since it is also player 1, the payoffs are 1 and 2. So the best one here is 2, 1. So these two are now what we will be taking into consideration when we move on to the next stage of the backward induction. So then in the next stage, we'll be considering this stage, and this stage. However, for here, we will only look at the ones with the boxes and we will disregard the 1, 2, and 1, 2 since we did not choose those strategies. So here, the player that is taking action is player 2. So we will now look at the payoffs based on the perspective of player 2. Since both payoffs are 2, 1 and 2, 1, then we don't have to make a choice here since they are just the same. We can just keep them both in boxes. And for the next branch, player 2 is also taking action. So we are comparing 0, 0 and 1, 1. So for player 2, the payoffs are 0 and 1, so the better one here is 1, 1. Now for the last branch, it is also player 2. We are comparing 2, 0, and 10. So obviously 10 is the best option here. So these are now what we'll be considering for the last stage of the backward induction. So for the last stage, we'll be looking at the entire thing now. So here we are comparing based on the perspective of player 1. So we have 2, 2, 1, 0. So the best options here are 2, 1 and 2, 1. So therefore, we now have a backward induction solution. It is L, L1, X, or L, R1, Z. So those are the backward induction solutions.